This is Joel Markowitz from DCTheaterReviews.com. I'm here at MetroStage in Alexandria, Virginia. It's Saturday, September 16th. It's 10:30 p.m. and I'm here with the multi-talented cast of Girl in the Goldfish Bowl. I'm here with Kathleen Coons, who plays Sylvia, Susan Lynskey, who plays Iris, Susan Ross, who plays Rose, Michael Russotto, who plays Mr. Lawrence, and Bobby Smith, who plays Owen. I hope you enjoy the interviews, and I hope you'll buy tickets to come see this very funny production. Now we'll start. I want you to go around and just introduce yourselves and tell them what part you play in the show. You can tell as much as you want to without divulging the plot or anything you don't want people to know, since there's a lot of plot, twists and turns and things that go on in this very crazy show. And also tell people if you ever had a goldfish for a pet and if the goldfish is still alive. Right.
Kathleen Coons, I'm playing Sylvia, who is Iris's mother. And I had a goldfish named Goldenrod, which was the most original name for a goldfish ever. Yes, genius. Just like the calico cat that I had that was named Callie.
You have fond memories
Yeah, I
of
have
that
fond
cat.
memories. Yes, and we killed the goldfish pretty quickly, so God bless you wherever you are. Goldenrod.
Tell me a little bit about your character, as much as you can tell people.
Sylvia has been in a marriage for 12 years that is not her ideal, and has a daughter, Iris, who is probably smarter and quicker than she is. And Sylvia very much is living in a place that she is divided by hope and reality. And that is her major struggle. And this is her circumstance. And then a mysterious stranger comes and kind of changes everything for her.
Okay. We're moving on to Bobby here.
I'm Bobby Smith, and I play Owen, and I guess Owen is a gentleman. Did we say it takes place in 1963?
You can tell them whatever you want to.
62, Cuban Missile Crisis. Right. And Owen has been he was enlisted in the Army, and there was an accident, and he's come back and injured, and not dealing with the dysfunctional way the family has evolved. And so there are a lot of twists and turns.
Right.
I'm a mean dad, I guess. But I did not have a goldfish when I was growing up. I had angelfish.
As mean as you've been has stopped.
Well, I had angelfish, and what I would do, they swim, they have stripes on them, and I would bang on the glass, and if you scare them, their stripes go away. And so that kind of like ties in. It does. Come on. It ties in with me being kind of, cruel.
Well, I can't even say.
I don't think he's cruel.
I'm so cruel.
Let's move on. Get away from this cruel man and move on to Susan over here.
I'm Susan Ross, and I play Miss Rose, who's kind of the epitome of the good time girl, but it's pretty late for her, but she doesn't realize that. She likes to go to the Legion to drink and neck with all the guys, pretend it's VJ Day all over again. During the day, she works in a fish factory.
And do they surrender to you?
Of course, no. Of course they do. I mean, she probably doesn't remember it the next day because she's so drunk, but she, you gave me a compliment when you said her Ethel Mertz type character.
Right.
I consider that a very high compliment.
Okay, great.
Combined with Tallulah Bankhead.
Is that what that was? Okay.
Yeah.
That was over there. Okay.
And I have a rotation of goldfish. I have a pond in my backyard, an artificial pond, and I stock it with goldfish, but my 5 cats usually eat them. But they have a great life before they eat them.
Sounds like more like a catastrophe in your
Yeah, oh my God, no.
You know how to turn a phrase.
Hey, amazing, huh? Okay, Michael, whose last name I still can't pronounce.
Michael Russotto, and I play Mr. Lawrence, a mysterious stranger who is searching for something. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
A place to belong, perhaps. I did have goldfish. They died when I started playing Poseidon Adventure in their tank with a fake ship, a little toy model, and...
I mean, you didn't put Shelley Winter in that tank. That's why there was no room, right?
But I put stuff in there that I think killed them. So, sorry, guys.
pretty sad, I'll tell you. This is a sad group here. I don't understand. We're
Sorry.
exhausted, but sad. Okay.
We're rooted.
Talking about the death of our goldfish.
I know. Susan.
I'm Susan Lynskey, and I'm playing Iris. It's just before her 11th birthday in the play. Personally, I thought it would be a great idea to start the rehearsal process with a goldfish, so I went out to PetSmart or
It wasn't Petco, was it?
Well, actually, I was back home visiting my parents, and...
And where's home for you?
Springfield, New Jersey.
Wow.
And there's a little, I'm going to plug Fin and Feather Pet Store, on Morris Turnpike in Springfield, New Jersey. And I thought it would be a really great idea to get a goldfish in the place that I grew up in. And so I carried them in a plastic bag in the car back down to D.C. And they were happy for a time, and then they met their maker.
I just don't think they were getting paid scale, or something. I don't know what was going on here.
Oh my God!
Oh no!
Did you flush them down the toilet?
I didn't handle that part of the reincarnation, I guess.
Something like that. Oh my God. Okay, let us talk a little bit about the rehearsal period. Let's go around and we'll start with Michael. What's it been like this week? I know it's been kind of crazy. You did 2 performances today.
Well, it's always, no, we only did one today. We do 2 tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow's our first 2-show day.
And we have press night. Let's ask the other question throughout. Are you guys ready for press night? Tell me how you're feeling now. You've been rehearsing how many weeks now?
A very short period of time.
3 weeks.
Yes,
So tell me how you're feeling now. It's day before.
Well,
Press night will
that's
be over 24 hours from now.
Yeah.
That's always difficult. The 3-week rehearsal period is not a lot of time to put a piece together. So you always want more time.
Right.
However, that being said, I think we had a really solid rehearsal period and used every moment of time available to rehearse the play.
Right.
And, you're during Tech Week. This is our sort of Tech Week preview week.
Right.
You're still working on the play. So we're rehearsing during the daytime and we are performing in the evenings. So there are lots of changes being made, which is always fun and fascinating for our actors to try to incorporate from daytime rehearsal to evening performance.
I know I was sitting with John Berklin up there in the heavens up there the other day, and he has almost 200 lighting cues on this thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, talk about being in the spotlight, right? I mean, this poor guy is, I can't imagine how much work that is for him to do, and for all of you. So let's go around. Susan, you want to talk about the rehearsal process? And has anything changed in your performance, let's say, this week? Anything?
Who knows? It depends on which brain cells are going to fire. The process has been quite enlightening for me. I feel that I've learned a lot through the rehearsal process, and that I've learned a lot from the cast members too.
Well, you're surrounded
They're
by
real
vets
pros.
here and people who've done such great work locally.
Exactly. And I started late in my life. I hadn't seen my first play until I was 45 years old.
What were you doing before then, Susan?
Emergency room nurse.
Oh boy, needling people, now you needle them on the
That's
stage.
right, but
That's
nobody
right.
really dies here. That's the best part about it.
We hope the critics, I mean, sometimes we wonder about them. Okay, Bobby, go ahead.
You know what? It was a very intense rehearsal period for me, and I think for everybody, because the script, for some reason, it could be age too, was difficult to commit to memory for some reason.
I wonder why there's like so many different lines. It's so poetic.
And so it was because of this tempo of the scenes and so forth, and we have a very patient group of people, and so it was enlightening. I was glad to do it, and we're still working. I don't think you ever really stop.
Right.
Well, I was absolutely thrilled to have the opportunity to work with Gregg Henry again.
And you worked with him in what other show?
You Are Here at Theater Alliance.
Which was great. That was a great performance.
Thank you.
My God.
It was a great experience. I loved that show. So I was very happy to be invited to work with him again. And so this rehearsal period for me has been really interesting in that the balance of the comedy and the honest, heartbreaking reality it's a fine line. I've been describing the show as a heartbreaking farce.
Right.
Just to put it into 2 words.
Right.
Because it's so...
We prefer to think of it as layers.
Yes, layers, exactly.
Okay.
But finding the truth in both the comedy and in more, well, tragedy. I don't mean to sound like drama masks or anything here, but that's been fascinating to work on and really fun and very challenging.
I noticed already, just coming and watching the second act tonight, how much tighter it was.
Great.
And you were more relaxed in that. That second act is so crazy. I won't get into more detail because I want you all to buy tickets at full price to see this. But I'm trying. So
Let's try.
okay. So I just see in 2 days it's been a big change, and not because it wasn't good on Wednesday. It's better now.
Right, but you can't help, the evolution can't help.
You feel more comfortable as you keep going. Okay, and Susan, our Iris person, tell us about the rehearsal here.
Oh, the play is so multi-layered, I think. So it's just been opening up different layers of the play from the larger picture, which is the Cuban Missile Crisis and 1962 and what's happening politically and socially, and then in the microcosm there's this family that is also exploding.
Right.
So there's a mini atomic war happening, and Iris is under the table, duck and cover, when her family is exploding, as well as...
So a lot of kids do in households where parents are not getting along.
And it's really interesting. I think the playwright has crafted this beautiful piece that looks at this larger war happening through this eyes of this 10-year-old, and really looking at the war that's happening inside her own
Well,
home.
let's ask you about what kind of a 10-year-old, 11-year-old you were, and how much of those experiences you bring to your character.
Me personally?
Yes.
I wasn't a kid who climbed a lot of trees and fell down a lot. I embroidered.
You didn't branch out, as we say.
I conjugated Latin verbs. I was an only child. I grew up in New Jersey. I think that I was kind of maybe on the intellectual side, which is Iris, in a childhood. It's interesting. I think that there's a wisdom about being 10 that somewhere we lose in our teen years, because either we're focused on the other gender or we're focused on getting a job at an ice cream parlor or whatever it is.
Or the same gender.
Or the same gender. And it's interesting. There's a lack of consciousness at 10 and a freedom that is really liberating. You're not thinking about what you look like or what you
You're
sound
not
like.
worried about if you're going to pay the bills, get a job, come contribute to the household
That's
financially,
exactly right.
and all
You're
that.
just infinitely wise,
Right.
and you know it, and you just say
I still act that way, It's a tough life. I haven't grown up. And it's just some of us don't, right?
Yeah.
But Iris is pretty wise,
Yeah, I think
way
so.
beyond her years. Okay, well, let's ask Bobby now. Bobby, we just talked about 1962 here again. Carolina Change, or 63 Carolina. You're stuck in the 60s here the last couple of months.
I am.
You played these father roles, not a happy pappies. You played Stuart Gelman in Carolina Change, which was a great performance.
Thank you.
Saw it several times, brought lots of groups to see it.
Thank you.
And did a great job. And here you are as Owen, Iris's father,
Yes.
who still can't communicate. Another father who has a hard time communicating
Right.
with his wife and his kid.
I think,
So-
don't you think it was a sign of the times, though? I mean, wasn't it a sign of the time period that, I don't know that men necessarily, and I don't mean this as a blanket statement, but they just weren't,
Nurturing.
nurturing. They didn't come to hug their kids as much as they kept the family together, and they suffered long and hard.
It was more machismo.
But I don't know that they were necessarily communicators, and maybe both of these, maybe it's a part of the writing that they're trying to say something about that time period. I don't think, it's not the same fathers that we have today. I know that because I teach kids, and I see the parenting.
Is that good or bad? No.
I don't think it really, I think that you adjust, I think that the kids do, and because kids are survivors, and I was an only child too. We have that in common, And,
Sometimes I'm wondering now, but maybe it would have been better for me. I have 5 brothers. It's a lot of work.
well, you make a hall, you make a hall of Christmas if you're, if you're an only child.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay. It's hard. We have this small little tape recorder. We're all trying to make sure we talk into it. I'm just letting people know out there in the theater world what's going on here.
Shiny.
Okay. Very good. Tell us if you were good at geometry.
Oh, God, is it hard to give a cow an enema? No, I was.
That sounds like utter despair.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm gonna milk him for a laugh here.
No, as a matter of fact, my dad teaches, he's an accountant. And we're talking about me now. And no, but he was a business person, and he would try to help me with my algebra homework, and I just sucked at it. And so I sang in choir instead.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's ask Susan here. It said in your bio that you appeared on America's Most Wanted. You weren't on a poster, were you there? No.
No,
What did you do?
Heroine.
Which one?
I
What'd
was
you do?
a mother trying to save her daughter from her crazy ex-husband, and I had a gun battle in the kitchen when I had a flannel nightgown on and another ugly wig. But they still show it to this day. I guess they haven't got the guy.
So what triggered you to play this character? Really?
They offered to pay me.
And she's a straight shooter, I'm told.
If you,
Yes,
Okay, well,
thank you.
you look like Ethel Mertz with that bandana they got you, was that planned here or what?
Not by me.
Really?
I think that was the director's idea.
So is there a little
Because
Ethel Mertz in you?
She's stuck in the war years. Oh, there's a lot of Ethel Mertz in me.
Really? In what way?
I guess I always looked at Ethel as an advanced teenager. and that's the
Advanced,
way-
get it to be advanced. That was good.
That's
That was very
right,
good. You
that's
connected.
right. She was a true, hysterically funny woman who was trained professionally, by the way. Vivian
Yeah, she was.
Vance.
She's an opera singer.
Right.
She was very talented.
So who knows what percolates under this coffee pot.
Thank you. But the end justifies the beans, as some might say.
Oh my God! You are killing.
Wow, you are a punematic.
All right.
I don't think he took his medication tonight.
I did, believe it or not, about 8 o'clock. But anyways, let's move on here, Kathleen. Tell us how much of Kathleen is in this character of Sylvia. And tell us a little bit about some of your work here besides Theater Alliance. I know that you've done some work there to talk about.
Well, obviously, I'm not a mother, so that's always a challenging thing to have not been a mother and to play mothers. This is the third mother I've played.
Okay. But is this the mother of all mother roles for you, I think?
Oh, boy. It's challenging.
Right.
I find that you have to kind of step into those shoes. You have to imagine, or you have to get in touch with your own mom and remember what it must be like to have a daughter, to have a son, to have a whatever. Is there a lot of Sylvia in this role? Oh, yes. I mean...
Is there a lot of Kathleen in the Sylvia?
Or Kathleen in the Sylvia role. As lovely and as large as I'd like my life to be, even when I was a teenager, I'm really kind of a big dork, and I can step outside of that.
It's amazing what we learn on these podcasts.
Really cool and romantic and all of these things, and maybe don't succeed so much, but certainly I think with Sylvia, my experience has been I've found myself in places and in times in my life where my reality was something that I could not bear anymore, and the hope of getting away from that was something that kept me going, certainly. So.
Okay, well, I don't know how to even answer that, but I hope you find your way.
She was also the first person in rehearsal that mentioned that we were kind of being mean to Iris. I mean, you're the first person that brought it up. You're going to be a good mom, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be a good
Thanks,
mom.
Kathleen.
Are there times the director's hat is in your mind here and you'd like to tell Gregg Henry that his direction needs another direction? I mean, you directed Electra here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, with Jennifer Mendenhall. I got that right?
With Jennifer Mendenhall.
Okay.
You are correct. No, there's never really a time that, I know that's disappointing because you want it to be dirty and...
I did not believe it. No, that's not what I'm here for. I'm just asking.
I'm kidding.
Damn.
No.
Said damn.
Oops.
You know
No,
what's-
I didn't.
Iris, you never heard a word like that. Go back to your room. To your fish.
What's wonderful is to have a director like Gregg, who I completely trust and feel like I can turn over my director's hat to. I feel like not the slightest inclination to wear it. He's so smart and so sensitive and such an actor's director that it's a joy to not have to think about anything but my...
And that's the other
own
question. There
growth.
must be less stress now. I mean, what's it
Of
like to
course.
direct? I mean, compared to being in a show, you're saying there's less stress. What else? How else do you feel when you're up there? Do you feel you don't have to worry about what person is standing there and what they're doing? You can just be in character.
Yes.
Right?
You can just focus on your part of the whole. Whereas if you're a director, you have to focus on the whole. You have to make sure that you're in touch with your designers and that you're all on the same page and that the actors understand the style of the piece and that you're communicating with your actors. And when you're just acting, it's in a way, it's quite a relief. You don't have to worry about all of
So
that.
tell me how much of Michael is in this is in Mr. Lawrence.
Well, I guess a lot because I tend to get cast as the psycho next door, so a lot.
And why is that? Tell me.
I don't know. I guess I just understand those people. And I probably am one.
You live
To
next
some
door to
extent.
me.
Does he
I live
really?
near
the
Susan
same
Lynskey. We're neighbors. We carpool in our own psycho way. But I don't know, I have a sort of understanding of when Gregg sent me the script, I really fell in love with the role of Mr. Lawrence, and I love...
It's a great role. I mean,
He's just dear to me, and is a joy to try to play and to try to realize. So,
There's no trying.
well, thank you. That was Kathleen.
wasn't that nice?
I paid her for that.
Give him the change back, please.
No change.
Well, let me just, it's late now, and I'm just going to go around and just invite people to come see the show, tell them why they should come see this wonderful, quirky, very strange show, but very entertaining, and why they should pay full price for these tickets. So start, Michael.
It's a fantastic piece of writing. It's an amazing piece of writing that is tremendously funny and incredibly moving at the same time. And it's something really, really not to be missed, and I don't say that lightly.
Okay, Susan.
I think people should come see this show. I agree with Michael because of the writing and also because of the excellent cast. These people are just amazing to work with, and this play will truly move you.
And the direction, by the way.
Yes, thank you. And the director, Gregg Henry.
Oh, my God. Yes.
And you know what? It's everyone's chance to see the United States premiere of this wonderful playwright. It's I think that's exciting as well.
exciting.
Yeah. So there.
And Kathleen?
I think it's very, very rare in theater where you can laugh your butt off. I'm going to be Catholic Sylvia.
You said but.
I said but. No, I didn't. Laugh your butt off and also have a real experience of these characters who want so much and need so much. Life is funny, and it's also very, very hard, and I think this play captures that. I think everybody can find pieces of themselves in this play.
And you get the last word
I
here,
do.
Susan.
I
The
think
kid
that-
always gets the last word. Go ahead.
I think my cast members said it better than I ever could, really. The writing is extraordinary. It's poetic, and it's funny, and it's sad, and it's beautiful. And the ensemble work is really quite astonishing.
Well, tomorrow night is press night. I wish you all best of luck. I'll be back to see it.
Thank
cheer
you
you
all
on.
so much.
And
Great.
thank you for staying this late. Okay, thank you very much. Good
Thank
luck
you,
tomorrow.